Hi, my name is Markus Fahner. I'm the exhibition manager at Coquitlam Heritage. Today I'm here in the Coquitlam Public Library where we have a special exhibition on the Chinese Immigration Act of 1923. Every year we have, with our amazing partner, the Coquitlam Library, we have community outreach exhibitions in different library locations, and this year we're here and we're actually pioneering something quite new. So we usually set up an exhibition and then take it down after a month, and this year we have a really deepen our relationship with the library. So they created an amazing reading list for us that we can feature books. And we're giving now a curator's afternoon in the library where we're open to answer questions about the exhibition, where we have a little bit of crafts for children to do, and sort of kind of like maybe intensify the experience that people can get from from this particular exhibition. As I mentioned, it's the 1923 Act, which they set up the head tax and all this. We're explaining this, the attempt, sort of a very racist attempts to keep Chinese immigrants out of Canada. The idea, of course, was born because it's the 100th and marks the 100th anniversary of this act, and but we wanted to explore it as we do with many of our exhibitions from sort of a community perspective, right? The sense of that people have an agency and not just a historical document that says like these are the corner dates and that's what happened, but like how did people feel about this? What happened to individuals during this time? So we actually put out a call. We got quite a good feedback to it. Then in the end, I don't know, how like some people didn't answer it or something, but we found an individual with an amazing story that sort of captured literally everything. The brutality of this act, right? So his great-grandfather came to Canada. He told us about like how he, said goodbye to his wife, knowing that he might never ever see her again. And when you try to consider this, it's just what an act of brutality, right? And then he traveled like 3 months to come to Canada. Then at one point he couldn't cover the cost for the head tax, and it goes on and on. This is all in our exhibition, and what fascinated me about it, there's so much of that drama that is also very personal, because then his son later came to Canada, again had to raise this incredible amount for the head tax, but then his journey was only, I think, like 3 weeks, because now technology has changed. He took a steamer back to China, and then there was this generational conflict where the father said, "Oh, you had it so easy, whereas I took 3 months. You had, only 3 weeks." And I feel like, well, I could relate to this. Like we probably all say, like, well, yeah, some of our parents would say that we have it easy or something. So I think that was important. Why is this important? Because it brings this act and this history down to a very human level, right? These were all people that were involved. These are not just numbers. These are not statistics. These are actual people that could not see their family. So a lot of young men then came here full well knowing that they might never see their wives again or their partners again, right? And then they worked here, and of course some died here all alone, missing family, missing those ties to back home. So this is all in our exhibition, and we also made the decision to have every panel that you have, every story that's told is written out in simplified Chinese as well, because I think it's very important to address the issue of language as well, right? So of course, English, I mean, I'm speaking to you in English, but it's great. I mean, that's how we communicate, but it can be also a very brutal way of dictating to foreigners, like to drop their ways, to kind of not, I don't know, honor their own traditions and kind of wipe out some of their realities and their what they are about, right? And this is really important because Coquitlam Heritage always seeks to reach out into the community and sort of amplify the voices from the community, right? It is not about us deciding what is being told and how it's being told, but give people the chance to tell their own story in their own voices. And I think with this, these exhibitions, the collection of books that we have, I think it creates this kind of a very diverse and very layered project. Yeah, so we're really excited to sort of kick this off. In November we will have another one which is called Riverview, the Riverview Hospital from an artist's point of view, and again we will have a curator's talk, and then we will start continuing this, exploring this new way of presenting our exhibitions.
So we are Coquitlam Heritage at Mackin House. We have a heritage museum down by Merritttville, and so every year we do a lot of programs and exhibits at our museum, but we also do a lot of exhibits for the different libraries around Coquitlam as well. And so this year, in order to remember the 100-year anniversary of the Chinese head tax, we worked together with the Chinese Canadian Museum to make the display here at Coquitlam Central City Library, which will be on until the end of September. So in the display, we talk about the history of the head tax. We also borrowed a few head tax certificates for people to view, and we also were able to interview Albert Zhao and learn about his family's history with immigration and the head tax as well. So we also chose to do this exhibit this year because the head tax is has such a big impact on the Chinese Canadian community, and we feel like no matter when you immigrated here or if you were born here, it's a very important history to learn about. If you want to learn more about our work, you can visit our website at coquitlamheritage.ca. We have a ton of different programs going on throughout the fall.